welcome to the Tabletop Games blog topic discussion.
Looking ahead at UK Games Expo 2022. The last UK Games Expo I attended was 2019. It was an amazing event and I came back from it buzzing, full of ideas and the energy you get after you've been able to catch up with good friends again. We all know what happened soon after the 2019 event. So when UKGE came back as an in-person event in 2021, I decided to give it a miss. However, now it's 2022. I'm ready to dive into the crowds again and meet lovely board game people at UK Games Expo 2022. It's around a 4-hour journey for me each way by car, so I've booked a lovely little B&B nearby for the 2 nights that I'll be at the Birmingham NEC. A friend of mine, one from our games group, is coming along as well and is splitting the travel and accommodation costs with me. That means it's not quite so expensive and allows me to stay more than just a single day as I used to do. It is said to be a really busy event. I've got my press pass ready and will be at UK Games Expo 2022 for the show preview on Thursday night until Saturday afternoon or evening, depending on how tired I am by then and if I've been able to see everyone. That's going to be quite a big task though. I've already got a long list of people I definitely want to meet up with. I want to talk about the potential to review games, but also get a chance to catch up with people in person. Seeing James of Naylor Games is a must for me. He and the team will be on stand 2 T23, showing off Magnate the First City, and possibly the next game in their lineup, which I had a sneak peek of a while ago, and which looks really very interesting and very different to Magnate. So definitely have to pop by and see what it's all about. There's also Robin of Rune Sky Games, who will show off his game Circulari on stand 1 1155. I can't wait to see how the solo mode has come along. The game promises to be a really excellent brain burner. It's really clever and will hopefully launch its crowdfunding campaign soon. There's Scott of Minerva Tabletop Games on stand 2551. Their game Swatch is now available for pre-order, and I highly recommend you take a closer look. I'm also hoping to try out at least one of the games Scott has in the pipeline. I'm especially interested in 6 Days of Silence, which is a working title, which is a very interesting cooperative game with a lot of clever mechanisms. I also want to catch up with Jessica of Descent Games on stand 2482, whose game Library Labyrinth I had the pleasure of reviewing. Another really interesting cooperative game about women from literature, created by an all-female team. They're also going to have their latest roll and colour games there, which I want to take a closer look at. Laurie and Ree of Stop, Drop and Roll, aka SDR Game Studio, are also on my list. They're on stand 2441 and will have Earth Rising to show off and probably some prototypes. It will be great to catch up with them and see how everything is going. Bez of Stuff by Bez is going to be there too, of course, and I don't want to miss seeing her again. She'll be on stand 1 T11, and I strongly recommend you pop round there yourself. She and the other designers under the company label always come up with really imaginative games that are very different to anything you're likely to have played before. I will also catch up with Nikita, meeting her for the first time in person. She's on stand 1-1058 with Atkin Games. I had the pleasure to translate the rulebook of Try to Win from English to German. I'm hoping to get a sneak peek at Madam Hortus, the game that's in the pipeline at the moment, but of course she'll have the Animal Alliance series of games there too. Definitely worth having a look. She might even have some homemade game accessories there for you to buy. It would also be great to see Mark of Aircon fame again. He tells me that he'll be on the Gameland stand number 2720. I want to hear what he's up to with regards to Gameland, as well as Bright Eye Games, of course, so that's going to be very exciting. Michael and Rain of Wayfinder Games are also on my list. They're on stand 2587 and will be showing off their latest game, Blazeball. So if you like baseball, even if you know nothing about it, then pop by. I got a demo of this deck-building, hand-managing game at Aircon 2022, but I want to give it another whirl. Gavin of James Family Games Night is demoing games on the Ravensburger stand at 2764. I can't wait to finally meet him in person and see what game he wants to show me. As you'll see further down, I want to pop by the stand for another reason too. There are also a number of people at UK Games Expo 2022 who don't have a stand. Anne of Cards or Die, who organizes board game events, does great work in her community, and generally brings people together through our amazing hobby, is someone I hope to play a game with, either during the show itself or afterwards, on one of the many open gaming tables. Paul of Gaming Rules will be there too, but this time he's just visiting, even though I'm sure he'll be seen demoing games somewhere because he loves it so much. If you don't know his YouTube channel yet, then I strongly recommend you take a look right away. Lots of rules teach and playthrough videos for all of the latest games. Rory and Matthew are showing off their latest game under the Postmark label in the Open Gaming section in Hall 3 at 2 PM on Friday the 3rd of June. I met Rory in person at Aircon 2022, but haven't met Matthew yet. I also have a long list of companies I want to visit while at UK Games Expo 2022, so let me choose a handful. Osprey Games on stand 1927, Steep Games on stand 1144, Ravensburger on stand 2764, and Hachette on stand 2538 are companies that have been really supportive for giving me review copies of their games. So I definitely have to say hello and thank them for their trust in me. Alleycat Games on stand 1714, Czech Games Edition on stand 2420, Drender Games on stand 1T93, Floodgate Games on stand 2819, Funforge on stand 11075, Yellow on stand 2814, Cosmos Games on stand 1602, Lucky Duck Games on stand 1638, Ludi Creations on stand 1847, Manukent Games on stand 1136, Mighty Balls on stand 1368, Oink Games on stand 1018, Pegasus on stand 2802, PSC Games on stand 2726, Queen Games on stand 1502, and Sinister Fish Games on stand 1729 are also on my list. Of course, there are many other exhibitors I want to see and talk to about their games. That's what is so wonderful about UK Games Expo 2022. It's a very large event, but it also means you will be able to speak to a lot of people in a very short amount of time. Everyone is in one place. I can't wait to see what games everyone has brought to UK Games Expo 2022 and which ones they'll be showing off for the first time. Hopefully, I'll have time for a couple of demo games. It's always exciting to play a game that's not been released yet and see what it's all about. Overall, it will be an exciting event, and it will be great to have a good friend of mine with me. That means we'll be able to play games together in the evenings in the open gaming zone, and he'll be able to share his discoveries with me. He's likely to spot something I missed. So together, our net will be spread wider. If you're at UK Games Expo 2022, please let me know on the blog at tabletopgamesblog.com. Share your plans and tell me if you understand and want me to say hello.
Thank you for listening to this Tabletop Games Blog topic discussion podcast. Please check the description below for links mentioned in this episode, as well as to the written version of this article on the blog. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, give us some stars or leave a review. Please also tell your friends about me, and if you want to offer financial support, check out my Patreon and Ko-fi pages, links to which you'll find in the blog at tabletopgamesblog.com. So thank you again for listening, and I hope to see you again soon. This podcast was made possible by the generous help of my Patreon supporters.
Royal Patrons Nicholas Higgins and Sean Newman.
Magic Champion Zeb Hicks. Castle Guards David Miller and James Naylor. Dice Masters Alex Bardi, Paul Grogan and Robin Kay. And Shining Lights Gavin Jones, Sarah Reed, Richard Simpson and Tim Vernick.